Ha 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 ha! Plug the microphone in, dude. Yeah. Oh well, I was about to say I was panicking and going, it's not going well, and then it went even worse. Now I've got it on here as well. Right, there we are. If you turn your hearing aids to the T setting for the loop system, everybody, still won't help. Sorry. Okay, can you hear me now in the back row, Patrick? Yeah, better now. Good. Thanks, Joyce. Tim, if you would begin with a moment of silence. Yes, absolutely. Oh, dear. Welcome to worship. What I was trying to say was, I know there's quite a few here. If you are watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, you haven't said hello, feel free to drop a comment. Drop one of those if you want, whatever that is. A comment as well would be cool, as we gather from wherever we are in the world to worship this evening. This evening, I've been trying to sort out words so we can actually have music metal as hymns. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to take a moment and settle myself. Ah, dear. So I think as we gather for worship, let's before our opening hymn, let's just take a moment because I need to, and remind ourselves that all are welcome, all are known, loved, valued by God, and we gather, whoever we are, wherever we are, as children of God, bearers of the divine. So a very, very warm welcome, Abigail. Really good to have you here to be sharing with you. And you, Tim. So awesome. Friends already, all together. That's lovely. So we are all welcome. We're going to share in faith. We're going to reflect upon the week with God, with each other. We're going to look ahead to the week with each other and with God. And the message is simple. We are not alone. We are united in love of metal, and in support and love and care for each other as we try and follow the dude from Nazareth. So we are called by love, for love, by a love that called us and chose us and knowed us. Knowed us? Oh, what? Knew us. Oh dear. This is going really well. Knew us first. And so we are summoned and we respond. Drawn by a yearning, a light still burning, despite the fear of the dark, all it takes is just one spark. If this is a black Sabbath, then still nothing else matters, save that we are here, with our hopes and fears, for wherever we may roam, we are already home. Hit the lights and ignite. Give us fuel, give us fire, give us that which you desire. A kingdom come, heaven for everyone. Good evening, Alex, or I'm not quite sure what time it is in Poland, but you're most welcome. Good to be with you again, my friend. I hope you're okay. And yeah, just in terms of some of the things you shared in prayer last time, just keeping praying about those situations. And thanks for being here. So are you ready for our first hymn? Normally in a church service, I might say, and so we sing, but this time we can sing. We can also growl. But just to remind ourselves why we're here is Jesus, the good news of Jesus as we've experienced it in our own lives, the signs of hope of God's love through Jesus in the world, the signs of a kingdom of justice and of peace that is and is to come. So what you will hear, it will be in Swedish. However, I'd like to say I translated it. No, I copied it out from the inlay sleeve. Just a chance just to be reminded of a God who in Jesus is with us now, eternally, and of that hope that comes for us, for those whom we love, for all people and all of creation. So I invite you to stand if you are able as we sing. This is Liberator. Amen. If you like that and you're going, oh, it sounds a bit like Pantocrator, more recent Pantocrator, that's because it's the band Melech, which is a kind of more worship-based project of Carl, the lead singer, and of Ricky, the drummer, and other family members who provide vocals and harmonies and things in various ways. So there we go. And you can get it at nordicmission.net, don't you know? So hello, Pearl. I think other people have joined us as well. So again, if you are joining us for the first time for the Methodist Sunday service, please do. If you're on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, feel free to put a comment in, say hello. Just encourage us by from the various places we're connecting with, whatever country we're in. And also, I noticed Mr. Dave Foxhall is in, and so hello, Dave, my wife now. Good to see you, my friend. So a reading. Should we have a reading? Yes, let's. Okay. So why am I looking at my phone? That's not the Metal Bible. No, this is the Metal Bible. And if you haven't heard of the Metal Bible, you can find out more and you get your hands on one in many, many languages, recently translated into Portuguese. So it is a translation and New Living Translation of the New Testament, complete with some prayers and some testimonies and stories from Christian metal musicians, including people in secular bands, as I say every time, like Iron Maiden and Megadeth. So it's really and Whitesnake. So yeah, really, really good read. Not just the Bible bit, the whole thing, and a real good resource for living as a metalhead and whilst also trying to live as a disciple. So reading Mark chapter 1, verse 29. You may have heard this reading if you've been part of an act of worship on today's Sunday. So I'd be interested to hear what you've already thought about in terms of this reading. If you want to put a comment in, what you've heard shared about this reading, how it's spoken to you already today. After Jesus left the synagogue with James and John, they went to Simon and Andrew's home. Now Simon's mother-in-law was sick in bed with a high fever. They told Jesus about her right away. So he went to her bedside, took her by her hand and helped her sit up. Then the fever left her, and she prepared a meal for them. That evening after sunset, many sick and demon-possessed people were brought to Jesus. The whole town gathered at the door to watch. So Jesus healed many people who were sick with various diseases, and he cast out many demons. But because the demons knew who he was, he did not allow them to speak. Before daybreak the next morning, Jesus got up and went out to an isolated place to pray. Later, Simon and the others went out to find him. When they found him, they said, "Everyone is looking for you." But Jesus replied, "We must go on to the other towns as well, and I will preach to them too. That is why I came." So yeah, be interested to hear your thoughts on that reading. If you want to drop a comment in, anything speak to you, grab you, anything encourage you, anything challenge you. I know I said it in the service this morning. I love the fact that poor old Simon's mother-in-law, is in bed with a fever, and during this pandemic, we've understood a bit more how significant that might be. But Jesus raises her up, helps her sit up on the bed, and the fever leaves her. And then she makes a meal for everybody. Like, no, you rest, love. What? Oh, dear me. I just can't help thinking, if it was Simon's father-in-law who'd been in bed with the fever, would he have been expected to, as soon as he was better, jump out of bed and make everybody a meal? I don't know. I can hazard a guess. Yeah, again, just what speaks to me, I don't know about you, in that story is just a sense of Jesus's clarity of purpose, of the mission that he had from God. Yes, to preach, to go in the synagogues and teach, to respond. I think he might have gone to his friend's house to relax for the evening, and there he is responding in love and care. and that's clearly part of Jesus' mission. As we thought about a metal compline a few nights at 7 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter this week. But it's the fact that then Jesus takes time out and prays. He doesn't tell anybody else where he's going. They can't find him, but Jesus does that to resource and recharge himself. And there's many people he could have stayed around and helped or preached to, but that sense of mission says, no, we've got to keep moving. We've got to keep moving. I've got to spread this word. And so I just wonder, if that any of that resonates with us, whether it's the need to take time out in terms of the Methodist way of life question, and how do we care for ourselves and take time out, and how do we do that and look after and nurture our spiritual communion with our Creator, with the All Parent, but also our sense of purpose and call, and how do we respond? Do we? Is it easy? It doesn't seem easy. I don't know if Jesus found that decision easy, to think, well, there's all this need here, but I really must go and do this and go there. Are we good at that? I don't think I am. I think I'd probably go, oh dear, I need to kind of respond to this, and that, oh dear. And that thing that you thought was really important, that you felt really called to do, that day has kind of gone out the window. And sometimes that can be God leading you. So how do we discern these things? And what's our sense of call to participate in God's mission? And what's our clarity about it? How does it motivate us and drive us? So anything you want to share along those lines, or something completely different, is absolutely fine. Okay. Thanks, Nigel. So you looked at the wow moment perhaps this morning, and about how we should look for the wow moments that are still happening even in this time. Yes. To look for God at work, and to be prepared to be amazed and in awe and encouraged. Thank you. That's really helpful. Yeah. Thank you. Just going to play some music as I invite us to reflect. This is a track, it very, very strongly, clearly based on a Bible passage. Not this one, but I suppose it just raises that question of that call, God's mission to respond in love and care, whilst also the need to balance what our sense of call is and be clear about that and support each other in discerning that. I guess that's what we maybe try and do here. But to recognize those times when perhaps we haven't always responded to that call or that sense of mission. And in so doing, we've missed that wow moment, but also we've missed an opportunity to actually encounter Christ and to minister to Christ and to be ministered to by Christ in others. Please do drop some comments in. That'd be really good to hear. Thank you. So we can sing along as well. Just a reminder about, what is our mission? What is our purpose? And how do we align the various parts of our life, the emotional, the physical, the need for recuperation and resourcing, but also in terms of following Jesus and being part of God's mission of love and peace and justice in the world. How do we use our time, our money, our energy? So yeah, thanks for sharing. Hi Aaron, are you okay after your busy media weekend and more to come this week? Fantastic. Yeah, so for those who have just joined, we're just looking at Mark chapter 1, verse 29, Jesus healing Simon's mother-in-law. Interesting, we don't know her name. But then Jesus kind of going out to pray, and then lots of other people wanting to hear him or be touched by him. And yet Jesus goes, no, I need to go. I've got my mission is I need to keep on moving. So just kind of reflecting on that. So Melissa, I absolutely love that comment. That's really helpful. Because I've sat there with my women's Bible commentary going, oh dear, a little bit of misogyny there, or sort of just general, patriarchy going on by Simon's mother-in-law being healed and then having to jump to making a meal. But that's a really helpful. That's just broadened my mind a bit. Thank you. So when she does that, she becomes well, and she prepares a meal and serves them. In some translations, that is her act of service and waiting on them actually worship. Like a language of love thing, man. That for her is giving thanks, and it took on a practical nature. That's stunning. Thank you so much. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And in the same way, how might that look for us? So actually, if we focus on her in the story, that's a whole different sermon and message and good news. I love it. How might we serve in thankfulness and response to what God in Jesus has done and is doing for us, even amidst all the fever and COVID-ness and various other things that people are living with and through. Like Tim says, story for you at the moment, which is about a challenge to say, what is it you want to be healed for? Why do we want everyone to be vaccinated? Is it just for the sake of it? Is it perhaps like that song so we can get back to, looking after ourselves? Or is it actually so that through this experience, even through this experience, and because of this experience, we might do our bit to make the world a better, fairer place, a more reflective, bit by bit, of the kingdom that is and is yet to fully be. And is one way in which we can do that, as Melissa said, actually being inspired by Simon's mother-in-law to acts of kindness and care and service of others. And as that song Stranger reminds us, actually when we do that and respond in that way, we are serving Christ, and actually Christ ministers to us as we do. So thank you. Aaron, Nigel, Something about not standing still and looking to move to the next thing, whatever that may be. Yeah, so I think in our church service this morning, after we finished online, just kind of hanging out on Zoom for a kind of Zoom coffee, and just talking about actually what is next for us as church, what is going to be different because of this experience, and a real sense of, and people are saying it's not about woohoo, as Tim said, it's not great, we can just go back to putting ourselves in the building, shutting the doors and wondering why nobody came. Actually, we need to learn from this and be more outward looking, and perhaps do some of the things Melissa's talked about in terms of worship as service of others, and that's the way in which we can point and testify to Jesus and what he has done through us, in us, and offers the world. So thank you. Matthew Forsyth, and so now I've got to do it. So for all you fans of Europe, that's not meant to be a controversial Brexit statement. That's just for those who like Europe and countdowns in general. So again, let's continue to share. It's really helpful. Really, that's just blowing my mind. Some of those comments, just like, yes, it's that. Whoa, thank you. Just invite us to perhaps reflect on the week that has been, as well as to look forward to the week ahead, and just remember Christ with us in all of it, the good and the not so good, as well as the Christ who goes before us and with us into the week ahead. And so.
Like our ancestors, we give 1,000 thanks as we remember all that is good, flesh and blood, as we surrender to the flood all that is not as it could be, screaming in the sound of silence for the sake of all our violence.
So sorry, just going to this comment. Oh, that's brilliant. The Joey Tempest Peter. Oh dear. Oh dear me. Seriously, Tim and Matt, after 117 on Friday, just need to be put on the one show as hosts. It was just stunning. The pair of you together. It's so good. Thank you both so much for making Friday so much better. So some music, and I invite you to kind of sharing comments, the things from the past week, for which you are thankful. I want to say in Norse because it's more Viking, therefore more metal. Tusen tack from the past week. Those signs of God, those wow moments, but also those things. Just to recognise those things are painful and hard as well, and that by sharing it, we share it not just with each other but with God. And in sharing, maybe that sense of sharing is supporting itself, but that we might know that we are going to pray for each other in those situations. And looking, to the week ahead, what where are those glimpses of hope for you in this week ahead, as you look towards it with God, knowing that God is with you, within you, and before you, I guess just want to play this. So I guess doing the role that I do, like many of us here, there's been a lot of funerals, and there's been a lot of funerals within church communities, and there's been a lot of ways in which people have not been able to say until we see you again in a way they would have liked. And I know back in March we were going, well, when this is over, we'll have a service of Thanksgiving, and I'm losing count of the number of services of Thanksgiving that need to happen at some point. And so now I'm just wondering how I might, through church things and online, at least offer a place for all of us who want to just remember and give thanks, a space to do that. It kind of en masse, if you like, but a way of supporting each other as well as remembering. And until such time, whenever that may be, that we can have those actual individual services of Thanksgiving for people. Just want to share this piece of music by the German band Sacrificium. Just to remember and honor those saints on earth who are now saints in glory, and all those that we long to see, whether it's family that we're separated from, whether it is loved ones because of circumstance that we are unable to be with, for whatever reason that might be at this time. And again, just invite you during this music to pop in anything you are thankful for, anything that is lament or sorrow, as well as sharing maybe those glimpses of hope for the week ahead. Wow. Again, just blown away. Bless you lot. Thanks for sharing your lament and your thanks, as well as your hope. Yeah, and big love to those who quite like the sentiment and juxtaposition. There's lots of juxtaposing going on tonight, Matt. Yeah, of kind of hope and melancholy and vocal delivery in that song. Yeah, so Matt, thank you. So following your service this morning, living in such a juxtaposing, contrasting, oh dear, sorry, contrasting time. Such highs being celebrated and yet such lows being lived, and seeing that only Christ can bridge that gap. Yeah, that's really helpful. And Liam, just prayers for tomorrow. May joy come with the morning, if you let her in. But yeah, prayers for that and all that might mean for you, my friend. Good to see you, brother. Maybe good to see you. Come on, scroll. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, much to lament and many stories of sorrow being held in the light this night. Yeah. But, very excited. Yes, by the arrival of your stairway package from Mr. Graham Leslie today. Awesome purchases, my friend. So remind me which albums you got. I saw a T-shirt, so that's at least 3 of us now with a stairway T-shirt. You can get yours at Stairway.bandcamp, Stairway Big Cartel. Go to Stairway official fan group page on Facebook and follow the links, I think. So thanks, Nigel. Wanting to say thanks for all the supernumerary we had who came to the youth group with his wife. Cool, to talk to you about what they did in their life before being a minister and when they were. Wow, that'd be really interesting. And I see supernumeraries are such dark horses, because they just quietly have done what they've done and they don't shout about it. And then you discover the stuff they have done. You're like, wow, that's so inspiring. Saints on earth as well as saints in glory. I think I've mentioned before about Presbyteral Synod, where we have the obituary read for those who've died, and hearing about one chap who trained as a local preacher whilst in prison because he'd kind of protested and done conscientious objecting and taken quite a stand very quietly. For those who think that Christians should not ever challenge the law, and I've encountered some people and had quite a bit of grief from one person in particular. But actually, those heroes of faith, but who are ordinary people and just inspire us for their Jesus likeness. And that there is a bit of discerning sometimes to be done about giving to Caesar what is Caesar's. But thank God, absolutely, for supernumeraries and that are still sharing their ministry. Fantastic. Cheers, Liam. That's Patrick. That's Liam. There we go. Thankful that it's so dark, we have an opportunity to shine like never before. Christ is in us, the hope of glory. There's a song in that. And what's the other saying that my daughter quite likes? The stars only shine because of the darkness. So again, whether it's through what Melissa shared and from that gospel reading about how our worship is actually loving service of others, how we might shine in that way in our daily lives. Just by who we are and what we do and where we put ourselves and our time, as well as what we speak out about, even when there are consequences, whether you are being trolled on Twitter and whether some organizations take a massive step back from you at that point and leave you hanging. But just how we might support each other to be courageous and to really be part of that mission of love and justice, which God has called us all to be part of. Thanks, Gisela. Thanks that you could stay a few days home last week, and hope spent time here with. I know it's been really good to have some new folk as well, especially Baron and Alex and Abigail this evening. So yeah, that's really cool, and I just love that we are connected between here and Germany. So that's another reason why I wanted to play a German band. Bit of Teutonic thrash. Well, it was doom, but you know what I mean. Especially for you, Gisela. There we go. There we are. Tim's dropped it in. Yes. So Tim got Power and Glory, which is their latest one, and No Rest, No Mercy, which is the first one, and it is just fun. Well, they're both fantastic, but yeah. And you can get more and find out more at stairway.bandcamp.com. Thank you, Tim. And just going back to your comment, Patrick, thank you. Lament for communities in and around your local area where additional testing, has been put in place to track the spread of a COVID-19 variant. Yes. Wow. And also on top of that, whilst trying to do that, kind of quite extreme weather here in the UK, particularly in the south. And also on top of that, kind of a storm coming in as well. It just seems to get, so prayers for all those who are worried, all those who are serving others by offering those tests, but and prayers for you as you kind of continue to try and minister in that situation. So and with Tim, I think we're all definitely praying. Absolutely. Thanks, Alex. Thankful because you're sharing this time together. Many saints and brothers and sisters shared in the past centuries. Yes, we are witnesses in our time of the holy unity that is the will of God. Unity of love and faith. Yeah. And I love the fact wherever we're from, and I'm guessing we're all from slightly different, if we are people of faith, from slightly different church or faith backgrounds, but to be in a space where we can connect across the miles, even during these times, and hopefully just, for those daft enough to stumble across it, there just might be something that kind of speaks to them as well. But definitely, I really appreciate the sense of community. Yeah, and bless you, my friend, and continued prayers. So thank you. Just aware that, as part of that sorrow, there might be stuff that we want to lay down, recognize, acknowledge, turn away from, and just offer to God, as well as the stuff we've shared that is lament and heavy, that we just want to offer to God, even if it's for just this night. And so we can do that now with our usual words, because I didn't write any more for the Sunday service. We're just going to use the ones from Compline. So,
the principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down.
And as we do, just assurance from God in Jesus that those burdens are lifted, those things wiped away, and hope rekindled, eternal hope, eternal security for us, those whom we love, and all creation. And so expressed beautifully tonight in our next hymn from the Norwegian Viking metal. Yes, Viking metal. Yes, actual Viking metal by Vikings playing metal. This is Arvinger or Arvinger. And again, this is in Norse. So I've tried to put the English translation up. So again, blisters and others, I invite us to stand as we're able as we sing a song that reminds us of our eternal home.
Ship like a Viking!
so we come to a time of prayer. Just to invite you, as Nigel has kicked us off nicely. Thank you, Nigel. Just to share in a comment situations in your own life and those of whom you love. Praying obviously for Liam and the possible interview. But yeah, things that you want to bring for prayer and as prayer for yourselves, those whom you love, for the world. So we pray.
Crown of thorns for all my scorn. I feel your breath as you love me to death.
And so we pray. I'll continue to pray, actually. Yeah, absolutely, Nigel. Praying for all those in refugee camps and still having to deal with the virus, and giving thanks for organisations like allwecan.org.uk and those working on the ground, and a charity working that my colleague Sally spoke to two people, a charity called Known, Valued and Loved, working to support the education of children in refugee camps as well. Yeah, absolutely. And for all those who are seeking to minister, as Melissa shared again, in a real practical, risk-taking way, but to offer medical, educational and all other forms of support as loving service, because of faith, because of the shared humanity. Thank God, whatever the reason is, just thank God. And yeah, let's just pray that they will get vaccines. Yeah. And yeah, return praying for all those who stand for justice and joy amongst systems of greed and selfishness. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Amen. And with Patrick, for the family and the friends and the colleagues, and of course you, Patrick, of those who knew and loved the Reverend Alison Parker. May she rest in peace and rise in glory. And thinking particularly tomorrow of the funeral, and just encourage us to hold the family and friends and Patrick in prayer tomorrow afternoon. Amen. Thank you, Rachel. I wasn't aware of that. Oh dear. So all those affected by the fire at Healy here in Sheffield this morning. Dear me. Yeah, for those who responded, for those directly affected. Yeah. Gosh. Dear me. Yeah. And pray again for all those living in difficult situations. Whatever the reason for that difficulty is, just for hope and peace and courage and strength, and the hope, despite pain, but one day things will be different. And so,
to the one in whom all people and all creation have their being, may your kingdom come. Your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen.
Amen. And also amen with you, Gisela, for family and friends travelling to work tomorrow. They will get there safely. Yeah. And again, particularly probably here as well, where the conditions are not great. Yeah. So, as part of our sending, I think the last few times we've used the lyrics, which Pantocrator very kindly let us use, from Revolution. But tonight we're going to sing as our final hymn, a Pantocrator song. Yes, we are. Just as Tim's prayer reminded us, as Melissa's reflection on that reading reminded us, that actually, as Nadia reminded us as well, you've all reminded us, that it is through, please God, through who we are and how we respond in love and care to others, that the world is transformed bit by bit, one word, one action, one deed at a time, into something that is more like, and one day will fully be, the kingdom of heaven for all people on earth, of justice and of joy and of peace. So, and a reminder that we don't stand alone. We stand together and with God. Because we are the people, right?
We are custodians of God.
So may we be the people. May our words and our deeds be the hands and feet and love and justice and joy and hope of Christ to all people. But let's just do our bit where we are, and know that we're doing it together. And the world will be transformed, heaven on earth for everyone. So just want to thank you for your fellowship this evening as we've shared together in worship, and just offer you my deepest thoughts and prayers for all that lies ahead for you and with God this week, wherever you are, Poland, Northern Ireland, Sweden, Norway, Germany. Thank you. God bless you. And let's keep on keeping on. Because, really, really, the best is yet to come.
We go to minister by night. We go as warriors of light, with the blessing of the ground of our being, who gives us heaven's way of seeing. To the all-parent, to the one, to the Spirit, and Emmanuel the Son. Tusentak for all that is past, and hope for all that will come.
And so, blisters and others. Hopefully now we all know how this works, right? So, let us sway. Sorry. Oh dear. No, come on, get a grip. Sorry. Sway for me. Metal Methodist Sunday service. Sway with me, Metal Methodist Sunday service. Go well with a God who goes with you, within you, and before you, in all times, all situations, and in all places. Take care.